Hello and welcome to Leonard Brothers Game. I'm David, and we are playing a little bit of Half-Life on the Dreamcast. This version was never officially released because by the time it was finished, the Dreamcast had died. The developers, in frustration from Sega and from the gaming industry in general, decided to release the code online for free so that people could burn their own copies of the game because they still wanted people to play it. And of course, there's a lot of loading scenes in this version of the game. It's very similar if you play the PS2 version or the original Xbox version. I think there was a port to that as well. I know they had a port of Half-Life 2 eventually, but this version was, 100% complete. It had regular Half-Life. It included blue ship. It had, at least decent graphics compared to the PC version. Although recently there's a third-party company that created the game Black Mesa, which was a recreation of this original game in the Half-Life 2 engine, the Source engine. It is rather dark. They can at least see what's going on once there's lights in this area. And this is a kind of an interesting game just because it's as a start to the series. It broke a lot of ground in terms of storytelling and cutscenes and having these kind of things interactive. A lot of games before this, they took you out of the game to get high resolution cutscenes going, and this was the first one that, the entire thing was all in-game engine, and it let you interact and walk around and explore things while other games of the time and many games today would still be a static experience. Those load times probably another reason why the game wasn't released, at least on this version of the game. But otherwise, it works really, really well. It's all there. There's even cheat codes. The way they designed them is that there's a set of 3 words that you enter. For example, Otis loves Dreamcast. Gives you invulnerability, and I've got all weapons, unlimited ammo, and I'm just doing that just to get. It is extremely difficult. Most first-person shooters are, and this one is certainly no exception. I mean, there was recently a speed run done this entire game in 20 minutes, but I noticed, according to the description of that run, that the game, it was like the run was cut footage from 8 different people, and they were obviously using tools assisting kind of thing. They were using cheats, they were using glitches and shortcuts and other issues and things that would normally have broken the game, but you go to the exact right place outside of the map and land in a completely different spot. It looks cool, but there's also huge chunks of gameplay that were cut out. There's stuff that they when they're switching from one recording of a person to the next and so on, that they skipped huge sections of gameplay that they just apparently, I don't know if they just didn't play through it all or just cut it together poorly or what, but it's not really a legitimate speedrun without cheats and so on. So this is Gordon Freeman. There's 27. This game was made back in '98, and it did push systems to their limits back then. And story-wise, it doesn't really add much, except for he's this scientist who pushes a cart, you'll see later here, into a laser beam thing, and unlocks a gateway to another dimension, bringing all these crazy aliens and terrible stuff on. And yeah, that's Black Mesa for you. And eventually, Valve released Half-Life 2, and then Half-Life 2 Episode 1, and then Episode 2, and they don't make a 3 of anything, apparently. They made Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, they made Portal 1 and 2, they made Team Fortress 1 and 2, Counter-Strike 1 and 2, but they don't make a 3. No, they move on to something else. Or if they try to do something, continuing the series, they don't call it a 3. Oh well, that's Valve for you. Anyways, the way I'm controlling this, Um, this is one of the few games that would support, as a first-person shooter, the Dreamcast keyboard and mouse. But I don't have the mouse for the Sega Dreamcast. So I'm using the keyboard WSAD, and I've got jump and fire and everything mapped out to there. And I'm using the analog stick of the controller as the mouse. So I kind of, sort of, just resting on the couch here, and I'm just using my thumb, moving around like I'm using a mouse. So hopefully that would make a better play experience, at least for me. And you see there's a little bit of stutter here in some spots, but this was um, even pushing the Dreamcast to its limits as well at the time. I think the PS2, because they had more time to develop it, and there's also a couple of extra exclusive levels. I remember there was one demo disc for like PlayStation Underground or official US PlayStation magazine or something that I still have the disc for. That if you popped it into your PS2 and it included a save file for an exclusive exclusive thing for the PS2 version of Half-Life. And so you had to have that disc or like some other feature. I guess if you had an action replay, you could download the game save, put it on there, and then unpack it and put it on your memory card. Otherwise, it's kind of a limited edition thing. And I don't have the PS2 version of Half-Life. I probably should get it at some point, but since I already have this version, it's almost the same thing. I just prefer to use it. Especially considering it's got keyboard and mouse support and the PS2 doesn't. Even though the PS2 has USB ports, you can plug in keyboard and mouse, and I don't believe that version will use it. So that's kind of a disappointment. So here's Barney. He eventually gets his own thing in Blue Shift. You get to play as him. But otherwise, for the most part, you are Gordon Freeman. In Half-Life 2, everyone seems to be extremely surprised that you're still alive. See, Portal reference. I don't know why I can't switch weapons. It automatically starts me as the little bug guy thingy here that you can throw around. But maybe once I get into actual gameplay, when I'm actually supposed to have a weapon, because right now, this is just the exploration stuff. I'm not supposed to have any weaponry yet. So it lets me in here, and it closes the door, and there's another loading screen, because that's so much fun. And oh, look at that little buggy. Yeah. Anyways, loading. Yeah. So much fun. But yeah, I remember this was supposed to come out for the Mac when it was first released, and the only reason it ever did come out to the Mac was because of not only the new Black Mesa. I believe there's like a Mac port of that coming soon, but the original was ported with Half-Life Source when they oh yeah, if you look over here, there's a blue screen, a death over here. Yeah, it's like all your monitors are a blue screen of death. I don't see how you can really be doing anything on that computer with that going on. Not so good. See, I go down here, the loading screen, because that's so much fun. So I have to go get the suit, which I technically already have. I shouldn't have, but hey, cheating, If the speedrunners can cheat, so can I, I'd say. Yeah. Anyway, so far this is working out pretty well. Obviously, it'd be nicer that support the keyboard and mouse, Quake 3 Arena, Unreal Tournament, most other, first-person shooters. Let's go into a little lounge here. I think you can press E. Yep, we can turn that on. Heat that up, and you can get a drink or something here. Maybe? Nope. Okay, moving on. Let's get that suit of ours. Go into the here we go. Washroom, first aid, which I won't need. Freeman. My suit. I got to go up here and push the button, don't I? Yep. Here we go. Alright. Open that up. Get the suit like I'm supposed to, and there we go. E flashlight? No, E's using things. F. Yeah, there we go. I don't see how people could use this, because they have like a very specific setup for for how you can do keyboard and mouse and stuff. And at least, you know, the way that they have the keys, they have the D-pad mapped to certain features like, you know, switching weapons and other stuff. And it's just the way it has also like a shift mode, that there's so few buttons and there's so many things that they need to do on the that would normally require a keyboard, that if you don't have one, there's like you hold down one button and all the other buttons have a different purpose, and it's like there's really no easy way of porting like keyboard and mouse centric games. Like I recently saw a video on StarCraft 64, and as much as I like StarCraft, it needs a keyboard and mouse. You cannot play it on a controller, at least not effectively. Not effectively at all. So let's try to get into this elevator. I've seen some people like jump through the hallways and fall down, probably to their death. But I don't want to do that. I just want to use the elevator like everybody else. Here we go. I mean, I like the fact that it kind of builds atmosphere, especially a lot of tension in certain areas too. Once everything goes haywire, and you know, because normally it's like, oh, little moment, everything looks normal and nice, and everybody's alive, and nobody's trying to kill each other, and well, sure, there's a few like explosions and other issues and things going on, but otherwise it's okay. It's all right. You know, another loading screen coming up here, I think. I played this like at least the first section up to the initial explosion a couple times on this version, and just waiting for these loads. Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's kind of a shame they haven't re-released it for consoles though. Like a team should get like a PS4 or Xbox One build of this going, and I think there's some way of getting him to do this faster. Yeah, go over there. Go over there and open the door for me. Go on. If I push you forward, maybe I can get you to open that door. Open the door. Go. I don't care about your description. I don't care about your talking. Go, 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 go. Open door. Turn around. I'm walking into you. Come on, go away. Oh well. Until next time, happy gaming.